got one on the line. He just came screaming off the bottom. I got him in 25 feet of water. I reeled all the way up to 10 or 12 and he hit it. I just kept reeling that fast and he just whacked it and he missed it. I dropped back down to him and he hit it again. What a blast when that happens. That is so cool. So I'm gonna get my transducer out of the ice hole here. I'm having a hard time. He's starting to get a little tangled. Nice brown trout. Awesome. Awesome. That's a beautiful, kind of feisty. Get under here a little bit. That is a beautiful little brown trout. That is perfect for the frying pan. That's about an 18-incher. And well, again, what a blast when they just come screaming in on the graph like that, and you literally cannot reel fast enough. You just can't. Got another. Boy, today is unbelievable. This fish again, 5 feet off the bottom. He just came screaming in and ate it. It feels like a better fish, whatever it is. Get the transducer out of the way. Yeah, this is a much heavier fish. This is a dandy. This one could be a nice brown, or it could be a good laker. He's not giving me a dog and feel like a brown. Actually, it's a laker. He just blew bubbles, so I think he's a laker. This is a good fish. Hey, Dan, could use some help, buddy. It's a good fish. Yeah. It's blowing bubbles, so there he is. Yep, nice laker. It's hooked up kind of goofy. Go ahead and grab those gloves, Dan, for me, or whatever. He's hooked up kind of weird, so be careful with him. Nice laker. I think he's alright, but he's barely hooked on the nose, so you're going to want to double fist him if you can. Get the heater out of the way. There you go. Nice. Nice job. Yeah, that's a nice one. Awesome! I got the hemostat here. And, basically all I'm using is a 3/4 ounce. This is a buckshot jig made by Northland, actually, I believe. And you can get them glow backed as well. This one's just kind of a perch color, I would call it, and then a gold back. And it's got a rattle chamber in it. And this one's the 3/4 ounce because the current was so strong yesterday and again today, so we moved up to the 3/4 ounce. And then this is just a lake shiner. This is actually small, a small one that I've got on the hook right now. And I just run it through the mouth and then out the top of the skull. That tends to hold on to that minnow a little better as you're jigging it. And we just move it fairly aggressive, not real long strokes. You know, you can see by some of the footage that I was really only moving that rod 2 feet or so maybe. And then as soon as something shows up on the graph, what I like to do is I like to reel up real quick and see if that fish shoots up with the bait and the lure. And if it does, sometimes I'll just keep reeling and they'll grab it, especially a brown trout will tend to grab it as it's coming up. If all of a sudden that fish just decides to stop tracking that bait and it starts to drop back down, then I just free spool the bail and let it free spool past him and then engage the bail. And a lot of times they'll hit it while you're actually just free falling it back down. So you go and you engage that bail and that fish is already on there. Definitely on Chequamegon Bay, if you get a good strong mark like that fish showed on the graph, whatever you do, don't kill your bait. One thing that I've learned is, if anything, increase how erratic you're moving that. And Jim Hudson actually showed me the first time I was out with him, and we were after some browns, and he happened to be standing right next to me when the graph lit up, And he said reel up, and so I just reeled up a couple feet, and he said no, reel up, and we were in probably 40 feet of water, and I reeled that bait fast, and it came like 8-10 feet, and the brown just hammered it. So don't be afraid to be aggressive. I don't think you can move the bait too fast. If they've committed to it, they'll chase it down and they'll get it. Just got hit again. Just got nailed. Came screaming in, about 2 feet off the bottom. I dropped down to him and he just hammered it. I think it's another brown trout. So I had a little bit of excitement there. I didn't have the cameras rolling, but this nice brown came through. And he came through about 4 feet off the bottom, and I was 5 or 6 feet off the bottom, and I dropped down to him. And boy, as soon as the two marks came together, he just hammered it at one shot. So actually the nicest fish of the trip so far. It's a real nice brown. This will taste real good for dinner. So as we get ready to wrap things up, you know, we had 4 days of fishing up on Chequamegon Bay. All the fishing we did was north of Washburn, and today we were as far up as Red Cliff. And the conditions were brutal. We had air temperatures in the morning in the 20s below zero. Many of the days it never made it above double digits below zero. The wind chills were anywhere from 35 to almost 50 below, especially in the morning. And fishing was obviously tough, and conditions were brutal. You know, we were obviously in shelters and we had heaters with us, and the heaters kept things pretty comfortable. But when all is said and done, you know, after 4 days, and we hit it pretty hard, I think we're going to end up, between my cousin and I think we're going to end up with 4 Lakers, 4 browns or 3 browns, and a couple of whitefish, a couple of Coho, I believe, and don't quote me on that. I obviously don't have them all laying in front of me, but even during tough conditions, you know, the bay can still produce. Just make sure that you're prepared for those conditions. Obviously dress appropriately, and biggest safety tip, do not come out here by yourself. If conditions are like this, we're talking about a situation where it really can become lethal if you're stuck out here. So you know, please keep yourself safe when you're on the ice at any times. Just make sure you've got everything you need to have with you to keep things safe. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna wrap things up after this 4-day trip, and it was a pretty awesome experience. I had some things I've never seen happen before, and again, we're walking off the ice with some fish. So all in all, it was a very cool 4 days.